What are you guys trading today before we officially start? I don't really officially start till the time. But what are you guys trading today? Silver. Oh, we're going to be talking about silver today. KMB. Ooh, ASO. Gold. Yep. Galactic SPCEs in my whisper. It's actually just trying to hang on to that 27 level. I have all my charts here. If you see me looking around, it's because I'm just checking out all my positions. All right, great. Perfect. So you watch the Stock Whisper YouTubes. Yeah, I'm going to talk about all that. Jason, yeah, I'm going to talk about the whispers, what they mean, all that good stuff. That's why you guys are here today. Yeah, let's see, trading Neo. How did that go today? Let me just look. Still hanging out though. Yep, doesn't quite want to fill that gap in yet. I'm watching that one really carefully. Yeah, watch. MU is great, right? You guys take MU from the insights. That was a good one. I'm glad you got that one. Awesome. Pinky got it. Pinky, you've been rocking it this week. Yep. All right, so I think we're going to officially begin. Let me just put my recorder on for a backup. And let's get that going. All right. So good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for attending today's presentation. I'm going to be sharing secrets with you. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing my 3 secrets to trading the dark pool, probably a little bit more than 3. And, you know, I've been getting a lot of messages. We have a lot of new people signing up for the dark pool app. And I've been getting a lot of messages over the past couple months. How do I use this? How do I trade this information? What does this mean? What does that mean? So, you know, the most important thing is profiting off of this really amazing information. So I decided to do a free webinar to teach you some of the tricks that I use. I want to teach you how I map out these trades, what I'm using, because a lot of times if you learn that, you'll gain confidence into taking these trades. You'll understand what they mean. So over the next 45 minutes, I'm going to just share a little bit about myself. I don't spend too much time on my biography. I really want to teach you as much as possible, but I kind of want to introduce you to how I got introduced to the dark pool. So I'm going to walk you through my process of when you get that first notification. It comes in on your phone, you know, what do I do? How do I trade this? So I'll explain that in really, really great detail. Give you lots of tips for day trading and give you tips for swing trading. So even though my dark pool app is mostly for day traders, I do the Whisper video, which has all those really great day trades in it. You can swing trade these notifications. You know, these massive prints are going to have massive moves. Okay. So before I begin, I just have to let you know that this presentation today is for educational purposes only. All right. Here's my risk disclaimer. If you have that'll just wake you up. Oh, hold on one second. I just had Jane. I have to mute her. Sorry about that. Just give me one moment. I just have to mute my other trading rooms. I got Jane coming in. It's all right. I'll tell you about Jane in a little bit. She's phenomenal. So first, here's my risk disclaimer, you guys. And please look this over. Even if you've been trading for 20, 30, 40 years, it's really important that if you learn a new strategy, that you are able to trade this new strategy. So paper trade, all right? Make sure that number one, you're trading it correctly. And then number 2, you know, consistently, not just for one day, 1 week. I always say try something out for 4 to 6 weeks. And if it works out well, you're doing great, you start small. Don't start with 1,000 contracts, okay? Start with 2. Work your way up to 4. All right, Miriam's still here as Jane. Hold on a minute. Maybe because you have her, I'm just going to shut her down here. All right. Are you in the training pit? If you're in the training pit, you will still hear Jane. All right, so if the sound is breaking up for you here, go ahead and refresh. And if not, you will get the recording, okay? All right, so start small and work your way up. I know this is boring, and I know everybody wants to make $1 million in one day. But if you don't do it correctly, you're going to get wiped out before you can really learn how to do this. So please prove to yourself that you can do this. I know my system works if you're trading it correctly. And you know, this is why I run a live trading room, so I can help my traders while they're learning and while they're trading. So the market is completely rigged and it's completely manipulated. It's not rational. The smartest people in the world lose a lot of money trying to figure out the market. Yes, that's probably really good news for some of you, right? Some of you are like, great, I'm not really the smartest person. I can do this. Yeah. People overthink. And my number one rule, number one, is no thinking. Okay, no thinking. That is the number one rule. We trade purely on mathematics, purely on levels, purely on the dark pool. And for those of you that don't know what the dark pool is, 40% of all the trades that are being executed right now, actually it's more than 40%, but we'll just keep it at 40%. Dark pool. This is an alternative exchange where the big guys do all their trades. The big guys. Who are the big guys? Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Barclays. And they do these trades in a dark pool because they have a very large position they want to take. And if everybody saw their hand, saw them actually doing these trades in a regular market, they would never get their order filled at the price that they wanted. So they do them secretly in the dark pool, and we don't see one single share bought or sold until the entire order is completed. Yeah, we don't see anything, but we can see them doing their trades, and I'm going to show you that in just a little bit as they're doing it. If you have the right tools, that's the key. All right, so we know the market is rigged and manipulated by the dark pool. I have 26 years experience trading in and around it. I have thousands of pictures that exposes how the market is rigged and how it's manipulated. And you know what? I'm not going to call the SEC and tell them, okay? I'm just going to follow the dark pool and profit off of it. All right, that is the number one key takeaway. All right, don't fight them, join them. All right, so how did I learn about the dark pool, right? I mean, I didn't learn this in college. Did anybody here learn how to trade in college? I mean, sure, you can go to school and global macroeconomics and finance, but they don't teach you about the dark pool. Well, after I graduated with a psychology degree, I really had to work because I had a lot of student loans to pay for. So I got this amazing job. If you read my book, you know all about it, at Schoenfeld Securities. I was an assistant to one of the best traders in the $1 million room. Honestly, this is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I was 24 years old. It's 1994. Yes, I just turned 50 and I'm proud. I've been doing this a really long time, but I learned the right way. When I was 24 years old, my job was to sit in front of this machine called an Instinet, okay? An Instinet machine, all right? What is that? Dark pool liquidity. Okay, I was sitting in front of a dark pool machine, you guys. I could see where the big guys were buying and selling. This is 1994. I didn't even have a computer in my house, and here I was at my job at the biggest mega computer in the entire world. This is where billions of dollars, okay, are being bought and sold, and it was my job at the table to do all the orders on this Instinet machine. So when anybody at my table said, hey, hey, Steph, buy Microsoft. I would punch up Microsoft on the internet machine. And I'd say, oh, you don't want to buy it. There's a huge seller. Or somebody was selling Intel. I'd punch it up and oh, you don't want to sell. There's a huge buyer. Don't sell now. They're going to take it higher. I literally could see them bidding it up or having their huge sell orders on the offer. And all I did was punch the stocks up, do the orders on this alternative exchange, and only the big prop firms had them. So I was at Schoenfeld Securities, the actual building that I worked at, and I wanted to show you guys a picture of what this Instinet machine looked like. So I tried to Google Instinet. See Instinet machine? Look what popped up. This kind of freaked me out the first time I did it. That's me. That is a picture of my level 2 from one of my PowerPoints, and there I am again. So clearly I've been associated with the Instinet dark pool machine. So I couldn't really find a picture of it, but guess what I found? When I was moving, 2 years ago, I moved from New York to Las Vegas. Great, great move. I absolutely love it here. It's fantastic. While I was moving, you're cleaning out your closets, and I found this old video camcorder, and I saw this. I was watching. I was like, I forgot what I taped. Okay, we're talking so many years later, and guess what I found? I actually found video footage of myself, scary, at 24 years old, with really big hair, as you're going to see in a minute, in front of an Instinet machine in my old office. My boss, Scotty, to the right of me, Frank to the left, Alex, my clerk. I'm going to show you guys. Want to see the video? You ready for a big laugh? Yes? No? If you don't want to see it, I won't show it to you. Yes? Some of you have seen it. All right, here we go. Hold on. There I am with the big hair. There's Scotty, my boss. You can hear the chat. There's Frank to the left of me. But look, you're going to see the Instinet machine in a moment. I'm actually typing on the keyboard for it. There's my old platform. Looks very similar to my platform now. It's actually very similar. I have a small order execution system. And there it is. There's the Instinet green glowing dark pool liquidity machine. There's my Bloomberg terminal right here. We had a lot of, there's Alex, my clerk. And back then we were trading in fractions. See, and here are our positions, our longs and our shorts. You can see that most of those don't exist. They're staples, broadband. So cool, right? I can't believe I even found this video. And so we had a joke. They knew I was recording. So they said, it's 2 o'clock, get the dartboards out. Anyway, so yeah, I can't believe I found that. So I started out really watching those dark pool prints, and I'm happy to share my knowledge with as many people as possible. 2 years ago, I was asked by a really big marketing company if I would write a book and share my dark pool secrets with the world, pretty much. Now, my traders, and a lot of them are here today, told me not to do it. Why did you guys tell me not to do it? You told me not to do it because they didn't want me sharing the secrets, and we were making a lot of money off of these things. And they felt, see, Jake, I know, and they felt that if the world knows, they'll start to change things, right? And then I thought I was going to get really famous and leave them. And I promised them I would never do that. Okay, so I didn't share everything, but I shared a lot. I shared a lot of really good stuff. But there's some things we can't share. We only keep in our live trading room because if it does get out, these guys will change their patterns. In fact, what I did share in the book was changed. So in the book, if you read on chapter, it's like the last chapter, how to spot a correction when it happens. How many of you have read this book? Have you guys all gotten this book yet? It's really good. I do share a lot of good stuff. This book, let's see, chapter 10. Oh, chapter 9, actually. Chapter 9, how to spot a correction before it happens. So in this book, I show you that the dark pool uses a specific share size for what we call the Levi, the late trades. Yeah, the late trades that they do in London. Okay, they cross their trade to their New York desk. And that's why they don't have to show us these trades for 24 hours. And they have a special signature share size. And we call them the Levi's because they normally start with 501,000, 502,000, 503,000. Sometimes they're 504s, and we've seen a couple of 505s. It was their signature. And we saw them, whenever we saw them getting heavy, okay? When we saw them getting heavy, we knew a correction was going to come. And then after a correction, when we saw them getting heavy, we knew the correction is over. And this is really how I've called 17 out of 17 corrections before they've happened. There's a special signature pattern that they do with the SPY, the Russell, the Qs, and I share it in my book. Maybe I shouldn't have shared it, but I felt, hey, I think people need to know about this. Well, guess what? The last correction we had in February, they didn't give us those Levi's on the SPY. They cut them in half. They didn't think that we were going to see them. There was 35 million shares in these half Levi's. But we look at all the prints. So we saw them, and we saw them change the pattern. And there's a special message that they do inside the trade, which I did not share in the book, and really gives us a big clue as to what they're doing. But what I shared in the book, they change. So, my traders were right. But there's so much more. Okay. So there is a lot more, and I'm not writing another book about it. Okay. We're not letting it out. All right. So if you live outside the US, the book is free, by the way. If you live in the US, our marketing team will send you the book free. All you have to do is pay for shipping. You go to thedarkpools.com. But if you live outside the US, all right, if you go to our store at thedarkpools.com, you can get a personalized autographed copy. I'll sign it for you, and my assistant will send it out to you. Literally go to the post office and send it out to you. It's $49.99. That includes shipping and handling. May take a little bit longer right now. Due to the COVID situation, things are a little bit longer. But yeah, if you want it outside, we would be happy to ship it to you. Okay, so the biggest question I get asked is, okay, Stephanie, we see these big prints, right? There's one guy on one side, but what about the guy on the other side, right? So one guy's buying, isn't there one guy selling? And the answer is no, okay? This is how it works. There's one big guy like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, or Barclays on one side of the trade. And guess who's on the other side of the trade? Us. Well, not anymore, right? Retail. This is why when you watch the news, okay, you watch the news and they're talking bullish stuff, right? The analyst is on there telling you to buy, 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 buy. Yeah, they need suckers on the other side of the trade. All right, because they're selling. And when they're telling you to sell, 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 they need suckers on the other side of the trade. And yes, okay, so this is why we turn the television off. You'll notice it's behind me. It's off. I never listen to the news. I don't care. I don't know what's going on. And I will trade so much better if I don't hear any of that chatter of what they're trying to subliminally send into my brain. And trust me, it affects you, okay? If there's chatter on in the background, it affects you. And I'm sure many of you will agree. You like something, but then you heard somebody on TV or Barron's or a newspaper say something else, and you trusted them for some reason and not yourself. But this is not about that. This is about following the institutional money flow. Now, I've been doing this a really long time. In fact, I don't know anybody else that's been following the dark pool for 26 years. I know what's unusual. There's a lot of trades that come across my desk, a lot, hundreds, thousands every week. I only focus on the sneaky, manipulative ones, and I know what they look like, and I've trained my traders in the Java pit to also see what those trades are. So this is why the dark pool app is great. Look, you guys, I know you don't have time to sit in front of your computer. You probably don't want to, and you just have not had the experience to know what should I trade. So this is why we developed the dark pool app. If you don't have the dark pool app yet, it's really easy. If you have an Apple, an iPhone or an iPad, you can go to the iTunes store, search for dark pool. Or, I'm sorry, the App Store, not the iTunes. That would be music. Go to the App Store and search for dark pool. All right, put dark pool. You'll see my my logo there. It'll say the Stock Whisperer, and you open it up. All right, and if you have an Android, this is what it looks like on the Google Play Store. All right, just open it up and download it. Now, doing that is only going to get you a public feed, and you're really not going to see much. You have to subscribe to the app. So buy a subscription button right there. And if you want to check and see if you did buy it, I'm not sure it went through, all you have to do is go to those 3 bars up top, and you can get to this page right here, the Stock Whisperer Insider app. Click on Settings, and it is going to show you this settings page right here. There is the application number for the Apple. I have an Apple iPhone. That is the latest update right now. We're always doing updates, by the way. We'll let you know. And check subscription status right there. Purchase is confirmed. Now you know you have it. You can also check your subscription right there on the main page as well. This is just the back door. Once you have the subscription, it'll say thank you for subscribing, so you'll know. And then you want to check out the Stock Whisperer feed. All right, that's what you want to do. Now, don't forget to turn on your push notifications. Yeah, is there anybody here that's had any issues getting push notifications? If there is anybody here, okay, this is how you do it. You go to your settings on your phone, go to notifications right there, and you'll see the app when you click on there. It depends how many apps you have, but the Stock Whisperer, you click on that, and that'll take you to this page, and make sure that you allow notifications right there. Now, I know that I post some stuff early in the morning. Okay, I know I do. If you don't want to be woken up, turn your notifications off, okay? But if you don't mind, and this is your alarm clock in the morning, I think Pinky, okay, and Pirate, I'm your alarm clock. Okay, don't turn it off. I try to wait as long as possible before I push the first one, but if things are active and moving, I want you to wake up and trade it, okay? So I don't want you to miss it. All right, great. So after that, you go to the Stock Whisperer feed. That's where all the good stuff is. All right, so in the Stock Whisperer feed is all the good stuff. So I start out in the morning mapping out the whisper of the day notifications. Now, sometimes you'll see me do every single one individually on the major ETFs, the SPY, the Russell, the Qs, and the futures for those. Or sometimes I'll just send you one big picture. If nothing's really moving much in the morning, I'm not going to keep blasting at you. I will wait till they're all done and then send one picture. So here's how it works. You press on all of these. I start with the SPY. It's really important to know where all of those major levels are for the major ETFs. So I start with, how many of you trade the SPY, by the way? Guys trade the SPY? Awesome. Yeah, SPY is great. And even if you're not trading the SPY, there's so many stocks that move with the SPY. So if the SPY is coming out at up to a big level, resistance, support, you don't want, if it's coming up to resistance, you don't want to buy a stock that mimics the SPY, right? That's where you want to sell. So it's really important to know these levels. So when you click on that, you press for details. All right, this will happen. It'll say SPY bullish above $317.50. And I give you targets, and then bearish below 315.50. and I give you targets. These are day trades, okay? This is not swing trading. This is just for today, okay? Just for today. All right, just want to stress that. So what does that mean? Bullish above, bearish below. I always thought that everybody knew what this meant. But then again, I've been doing this 26 years. So for me, it's like, you know, an everyday thing that I talk about. But so I write this book, okay, and I give it to my best friends from high school. Been friends with them since we're 15. My girlfriend, Laura, she's so excited to get the book. She starts to read it. She's like, Stephanie, I don't understand anything you're talking about. I love chapter 1, your biography. That was great. But what does bullish above, bearish below mean? And that's when it dawned on me that there's a lot of people out there that don't know what this means. So what that means is you are taking a long position. I'm going to buy the SPY above 317.50. So it has to be 317.51. Not a 317.45 or 46. It has to go above that level, all right? Now you can buy options, yeah, anything you want to do, but I am bullish above that. Bearish below is I'm going short, okay, below that level. So 315.49. Don't front run these levels. These levels are very, very important, okay? I've mapped them out. Look, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I live in Las Vegas now. So I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm studying the pre-market activity. I'm studying where the dark pool is buying and selling. I'm studying my charts. I'm looking at these ECN books. I'm going to share all that with you. And this is how I'm coming up with these levels. So if you want to follow these trades, follow them correctly, okay? If you want to follow other trades, that's a different story. So that's generally what it means. So once I'm done with all of these whispers, all right, once I'm done, I take a picture of them because a lot of you maybe don't want to write them all down. I get it. You press on details. When I put pictures, click on that. Then you'll get that dotted line underneath. Click on that and you will get just the futures right there. This is from July 6th. So it's pretty recent. So after I do the futures, I head on over to the individual stocks. All right. And I usually do those individually because those are moving. And now we're getting closer to the opening bell. So things are starting to get interesting. So I like to get them out. A lot of them are after earnings. And so I want to get them to you as soon as possible because I'm going to explain everything to you about what these whispers mean, by the way. So just give me a moment. Yep. Afterwards, you can ask questions. Okay. But I'm probably going to answer a lot of your questions during the presentation. All right. So I do these individually and I pick them for specific reasons that I'm going to share with you in a moment. But you press on them the same way, like here's GNUS. This is from July 6th. And then you have that specific notification. And then once I do all of them, I give you a picture of the individual stocks. So if you don't want to trade futures, don't want to trade any of that stuff, you just want the stocks, go ahead and just grab the stocks. All right, after I do that, I do a video, which I'll show you that in a second. But let's go to secret number 1. Why do I pick these stocks? Why did I pick Genius, GNUS? Yeah, what was the main reason that I decided out of all the stocks on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ that I'm going to pick this one? Well, my number 1 secret is pre-market volume. Okay, you guys know this, right? Pre-market volume. Yeah, why? How many of you, number 1, how many of you don't even have pre-market volume? You can't see what stocks are trading before the market opens. Like you can only see the opening bell. Keith, where do you live, Keith? Where do you live? Omaha. So there's no reason that you should have outdated software that doesn't give you pre-market data. Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab. Yeah, these are, free. You can get them and get the pre-market data. This tells us everything. Okay, so I don't just pick this stock every day to trade. How do I know it's going to move today? Well, the pre-market volume shows me there's interest in it. There are heavy players coming in early and getting into their positions. But the question is, are they buying or are they selling? That's when my levels come in. So I study this pre-market volume. I look to see where support is, where resistance is. I look at the ECN books, which I'll show you in a minute. And that's how I pick my levels. And I know this is going to be a mover. Now, I need to see at least 100,000 shares pre-market, okay? At least 100,000 shares. Now, if it's 6 o'clock or 6:30 Eastern and it has 50,000 already, that's going to be good. Yeah, you still have a couple hours left, right? So that's kind of how I judge the volume while I'm doing this. But you can see in this case, all this volume, that came in here. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, this thing is trading, right? It's going to have great action. So I pick the levels to be bearish below $3.60, okay? $3.60. There's my line in the sand. And down it went. All right, now, I don't trade the first 10 to 15 minutes. Here's a rule. Don't trade the first 10 to 15 minutes the market is opened. All right, that's the shakeout period. All right, that's the shakeout period. And we take profits on our swing trades, but don't enter a day trade. Now, on my gains and losses that I have, they don't care about the time. So even though I personally wouldn't take the trade at 9:30 if it goes above or below that level, it has to count as an entry. All right, but I'm telling you guys, wait at least 15 minutes. That doesn't mean at 9:46 you enter, all right? Don't be, waiting for that exact second. I mean, wait till 10 o'clock, wait till 10:15 Eastern, right? But after 11, we don't want to trade. That's the minion time. You guys know what the minions are? The minions are Goldman Sachs's assistants. Yeah, they're interns. They get paid to stop people out. So the Armani suits, right? The guys in the suits, they go out for lunch and they leave their little minions in charge to do their trading. And they say to them, hey guys, the more people you stop out, the bigger your bonus is going to be at the end of the year. This is how I look at it. And it's true. At 11 o'clock, the market goes like this, right? Well, because the minions are stopping everybody out. And then as soon as the Armanis come back from lunch, we go into a trend again, right? Yeah, or down. Yep. So, all right. So I was bearish below 360 and they hit every single one of these targets. Now, do I trade Genius the next day if it doesn't have pre-market volume? No, it will not make my list the next day. Okay. No, don't just trade things because it was hot yesterday. You want to trade things that are hot this morning, that are hot today. All right. And this is, my secret. I have a 90% success rate since 2013 on these whispers because I'm very picky about what I pick and I'm very picky about the levels. So we had a stock that day that went up, which was Tesla, same day. Tesla, we were bullish. Above 1293. And I don't pick Tesla every day. I only pick Tesla when there's pre-market volume, which I've circled here. That told me it's ready to go up like a rocket ship that day. So we were bullish above 1293. And you can see we hit all of those targets really, really quickly. And here was our bullish level and up we went. Okay, so I have a video every morning. If you're in my live trading room, okay, if you're in my live trading room, you will actually hear me doing this live, so you don't have to watch the video. It saves us a lot of time. Or if you're in the Java pit or the training pit, I share my screen all day, and you actually see me mapping out these whispers in the morning, so you get them first, and you hear me doing the whisper video. And you press on the details and this will pop up and click on that link above and you'll get the video. All right, every day. So it's private. Don't share it until after the week is over. So let's move on to secret number 2. All right, so how do I pick these levels, right? I'm sure some of you want to know, right? Any of you guys want to know how I pick these levels? Look, if you don't know how, you're probably not going to have the confidence to take them. But if you know, oh, I know why she picked that. Yeah, we're going above that level. Then you're going to be more apt to take these trades. And it's true. I know psychologically, look, I'm a psychology major, and I know if you understand something, yeah, you're going to be more confident and you're going to be more successful in taking a trade. So, and rather than just following somebody. When you follow somebody, you're always going to be late getting into the trade and you're going to be late getting out of the trade. Trust me, I know. I've seen this. I've trained thousands of people. And the traders that I taught how to do this, okay, were the most successful. They're actually getting in before I get in. Or they're getting in and I'm going, oh yeah, that level. And I know exactly why they're getting in. So I'm getting in and that's how it should work. But if you don't, I post all my trades in the room. I type them in the alert tab. I'll show you that in a minute. And if you see me post a trade and you don't understand why, you stare at it and you go, I don't know why Stephanie picked that level. I'm looking at the chart. It's not doing anything. I'm going to wait for it to move, right? I know some of you are agreeing with me. You've done it. And then it moves up all of a sudden really fast and you go, oh my gosh, she was right. And you buy it, but you buy it up here. You didn't buy it down here. And then when it's up here, I'm selling it and you're going, oh, I just got in and it probably has more room to go, right? No, it doesn't. And it falls down. So now you bought up here, you sold here, I bought here and I sold here. Because if you understand how to trade, you're going to get in and you're going to get out at the right time. You're going to be aggressive. Either you're going to control the trade or the trade is going to control you. There are two types of people in the market. There are watchers, people that watch things go up, go down, go up, and they don't really do anything until, of course, it goes against you, and then you get out. That's a watcher. A trader is somebody that's aggressive. They don't care about pegging the top. They don't care about pegging the bottom. They have a goal, they have a target, and they're aggressively executing their trade. I want to turn all of you into aggressive traders. Okay, so understanding this is number one. Okay, that's the number one place to start. So let's talk about pivots. How many of you don't have pivots on your charts? Person's pivots. You guys know John Person? I know him. He's a great guy, really great guy. I've interviewed him numerous times at the New York Traders Expo. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys, it's free. Okay, if you have Charles Schwab, you have Thinkorswim, you have Person's pivots. I'm going to tell you something. I didn't put them on my chart until 2013. I cannot even believe I traded from 1994 to 2013 without a pivot on my chart. Yeah, was I successful? Yeah, but am I really successful now? Yes. It's going to take your trading to such a high, and I was like stubborn about it. So here I am in my trading room, and Leslie, she might be here today. Okay. Yeah, right, Donna? I know, trading without it. What was wrong with me? So I'm in the room, and we have two female traders that were very persistent every day. Stephanie, you should put pivots on your charts. Stephanie, every day. How come it's hitting a pivot? Stephanie, how come you don't have pivots on your charts? I'm like, guys, I have moving averages. I have the dark pool. I'm trading on my levels. I'm good. And this went on for a while till finally I said, fine, show me how to put those pivots on, okay? I put them on and I fell in love instantly. They are the most amazing things in the universe and they're free. I'm not trying to sell you them. Okay, go ahead and try it out. You know, if you like them, send me an email. Thank you, Steph. Actually thank Leslie and Lee the navigator in my room, we call her. Okay, because those two women are the ones they're the reason that I put them on my chart and I'm trying to tell you to put them on yours. Okay, so Person's pivots, PP. When you see PP on my whispers, that's Person's pivots. So I know, what are they? What do they mean? Okay, so for those of you that like formulas, here they are. So the pivot point is yesterday's high, yesterday's low, yesterday's close. You add those up and you divide by 3 and you get this average price. And it's a pink line. I make mine pink. on my screen. Pink dotted line on my, so you can make it whatever color you want. All right, so what does that mean? Floor traders, John Person was a floor trader back in the day, and this is how it worked. When it went above that level, that pivot, they went long. When it went below the level, they went short. So he has given Thinkorswim his formula, and everybody's copied it, of course, and we use it. Yeah, we use it. You'll see me using it all the time. So I'm not going to go long a stock when we're coming up to the pivot. Okay, when we're coming up to the pivot, I'm going to sell my stock, or if I'm looking to go long, wait for it to break above Person's pivot. Right, this is so key. Computers are programmed to sell when we're going up to it. They're programmed to buy when we're going down to it. You can actually go check it out. You'll see the volume increase as we hit it. And that's computers trading off of these pivots. We're not trading against people anymore. We are trading against algos and computers. So I love them. Each one of these pivots, we have S1 support is below it, S2, S3. They're all computers programmed to buy. R1, R2, R3 resistance levels above us. I'm going to show you a picture in a moment. Their computers are programmed to sell. It's that simple. You'll see so many of my targets go right there. People thought I was psychic. You know, I went right to your level and it bounced off. How did you know that? Well, I'm sharing my secrets. I'm just using these pivots, and you can use them and thank me later. I'm happy to pass it on. So I use two kinds of pivots. I use Person's pivots. And so I had them on my screen, if you can imagine, with all my other stuff. And this other trader, this guy, Bob, says, hey, Steph, I noticed you started using Person's pivots. That's fantastic. We've been waiting a really long time for you to do that. I said, I know, Bob, I know. I'll tell you what, if you like those, I got other pivots that are amazing. You're going to really like them. I'm like, Bob, really? Like, I'm good. I'm good, Bob. And he convinced me, and he gave me this special formula for Camarilla Pivot Boss. These are not from Thinkorswim. Schwab doesn't have them. You have to import them into that. And they are phenomenal. So every time you see CS or CR, that's a Camarilla pivot. Same thing. Computers are programmed to buy and sell. So a lot of times pre-market, I can see which ones they like better than the others. And I use those levels in the whispers. I'm pretty much doing all that work for you. So I use other things besides the pivots. I use price levels. Yeah, computers are programmed to buy and sell on specific levels. They like the dollar levels. They like the 50 cents, the quarters, the fifth, 0.20. And guess what? 0.125. How many of you traded when we were trading in fractions before 2001? Anybody here? Fractions. Yeah, how many old folks we got in here? Me, I know. I started in fractions. As you saw in that video, all those stocks were in fractions. That's how I learned them. Trading. So guess what? We are still trading in fractions. This is another secret of mine. Yes, when we day trade, you'll see me using them a lot. 0.125, 0.25, 0.375, 0.50, that's a half, 0.625, yep, 75 cents, 0.875. That last eighth, I'm going to tell you in 1 second in this picture. See this CCL whisper I did not too long ago? Number one, it had pre-market volume, so it made the whisper, and here was that whisper. This was July 2nd, by the way. Some of you might have taken this trade. So yeah, I loved it because it had pre-market volume, right? And then I spotted a buyer at 16 pre-market. Yeah, you see I wrote that right here, buyer, 16 on ARCA. That's my ECN book. I'll go over that in a minute. But that's why I saw somebody buying at 16. So if I'm going to be bearish, I'm going to make sure that buyer is gone. So that's why I picked that level, by the way. Bearish below 16, and there is your amazing, easy trade. Look where it stopped, though. $15.11. Why did it stop there? $15.11. And I want you to just see the price levels that I used here. Bearish below 16. All right, so 1575 was my first target, and that's the quarter level. Okay, 1563 was an eighth level. That's my next target. My next target was 1550. That's a half. 1540 is a 20-cent increment. You see that? But not only were they price levels, they were also levels of those pivots. Everything aligned perfectly on this trade. It was fantastic. I mapped it out, piece of cake, but it stopped at the last eighth. Look at the time and the level 2. See that? 15.11, the last eighth. So I know if you've read my book, if you've been to some of my webinars or presentations, you probably know about this, the last eighth. One of the most helpful things that anybody can learn is to give up trying to catch the last eighth. Do you guys know who said that? Whose quote is that? Where's my book? My book is somewhere. It's usually on my desk. Hold on a second. Somebody put it away. All right, somewhere. Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, Jesse Livermore. Originally published in 1923. 1923, nothing has changed, you guys. Yeah, so if your target's 15, get out, an eighth shy, trust me. Go ahead and look at your charts. We'll go there, we'll pop up, and then we'll maybe go down and hit that 15 level, but get out an eighth shy. Okay, trust me. This is saved traders. Tons of money, tons. I mean, actually, it's incredible. I just still can't believe that it's 100 years later, pretty much, and it still works. It's my favorite book, by the way. Reminiscences of a Stock Operator by Edwin Lefebvre. My first day as Scotty's assistant back in 94, I didn't know anything about the market, by the way, nothing. And I said, let me read something on this. I'm like, Scotty, what should I read? He goes, oh, hands down, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, Edwin Lefebvre, go get it. And I did. I drove to Barnes & Noble right after work, and I read it literally in one day. I was obsessed. It was so good. Old-fashioned tape reading. So much of what I do and how I trade is based on his philosophies. So awesome. So yeah, so go ahead and check it out. We have it in our room in the Java pit for people that are there. Just give me 1 second to just monitor trade. All right, just checking some positions I'm in. All right, so let's go to the pivots. I want to show you a chart of CCL because we're going over this trade. All right. Oh, I see SLV just hit 2150. Nice. Yeah, watch that 50 level, by the way. Yep. That's like the second test of that level, too. Yeah, if we break above that, we're going much higher. Okay, so CCL, here's the pivots. You see all those dotted lines on the screen? All right, those are person's pivots, and all the solid are the Camarilla. And I showed all the abbreviations and what they mean right here for you as well for the app. So I was bearish below 16. That was the trade setup. So here's person's pivot, the pink dotted line. Again, you can make it any color you want. We were below it. So that's bearish, right? So if we're going to go short, right. But there's also a buyer at 16. So that's why I was bearish below 16. But guess what? There's a Camarilla at 16. So if we went below that, look out below. And 1575, also a Camarilla. 1563, also a Camarilla. 1550, Camarilla. 1540 was S1, person's pivot. Camarilla was 1513. See that last eighth? And we bounced right off of that. Then if we went lower, if we went below 1513, most likely we'll go to S2. And then CS if we can't hold that, and then S3. So here's how S3 works. If we hit S3. Okay, so if it takes all day long to get there, let's say we're going like this all day, and then finally at the end of the day we hit S3, yeah, that's a buy spot. That's an oversold pivot. The sellers are exhausted at that point, and that's usually the bottom. But you want to see volume come in. However, if we go there really quickly, okay, like before the market's open or right as the market's open, then it's really bearish because we'll most likely go below it. But if it takes all day to get there, yeah, that's going to be my last target a lot of times. As you can see, these worked out really well. Now, if it went up, we had CR, R1, CR, R2, and R3 overbought. Same exact way. If it takes all day to get there, then that's the top. But if it gets there really fast, then we're most likely going to break above it, and that's going to be really bullish. Okay, so let's go to the next part of that secret, these books. How many of you have no idea what these books are? ARCA and INET. Yeah, how many of you like, I have no idea what these are? Anybody going to admit? Michael doesn't know, Elias, PK. Very limited. The market loves you guys. You know why? Because you're not using them. You're not seeing their hand. And when I say they, I'm referring to the big institutions, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Barclays. Okay? This is it. Yep. They have this, like, I call them like a black book, where they put all their orders of where they want to get filled. They're not done or executed yet. But they put in the book, yeah, I'd like to sell 300,000 shares of Microsoft at 110, right? And they put it in the book. And if Microsoft goes to 110, they get executed. Or they put in the book where they want to buy it. And it's a big book. So level 2 is only going to give you a couple of price quotes, just a couple of the top tiers, level 2. A level 3 is what I call it. Some people call it a level 2, but this is an ECN book. Electronic Communication Network is going to give you all of the prices, and it's going to show you where all the big guys are loaded to buy and sell. So if you don't have this book, you are at a huge disadvantage to all the traders that have it. So if you would like to be a professional trader, it would behoove you to get this book. Now, it's free on Schwab. You can get the ARCA book for free. If you do a lot of trades, you can get the NASDAQ book viewer, the INET. So what is INET? Well, the Instanet. Remember I told you that I sat in front of an Instanet machine? Well, guess what? NASDAQ took over the dark pool. Yep, they did. They took them over. And they call it INET on some platforms. My platform says INET. Some platforms say NASDAQ book viewer, NSDQ. Now you can get the book separate, data.nasdaq.com. It's like $15 a month. You can go ahead and get it there. Don't say you're a professional trader or they'll charge you a lot more for it. All right, so that's one book. So that's the dark pool book. We literally see them getting their orders done, like iceberg orders, and executing them in there. And we actually see them refreshing. They're not going to show us the trade until they're done with it. So we see them doing it, refreshing it, selling more, gets executed, putting more up to sell, getting executed, putting more up to sell, and all of a sudden we see the big trade go off and our block trade indicator. Yeah, that we can actually see them doing their orders in the dark pool if we're watching it at that time. So cool. We've seen it many, many times. All right. But if you don't, we're seeing the trades when they're done. But you can actually see them while they're doing it, you know, on the ARCA book or on the INET book. Okay. So I look pre-market and I can see where the big guys are. I can actually see where Goldman Sachs is. Now, we no longer have market makers, you guys. There's no such thing as a market maker. Who didn't know that here? I'm sure there are a couple people here today that honestly still thought we had market makers. Yeah, we don't have market makers. Nope. Nobody's responsible to make a market. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Nobody is responsible to make a market. Why do we have flash crashes? Because nobody's responsible to make a market. The market's going down, everybody. Computers, pull away. Now, when I started trading in the 90s, Goldman Sachs was responsible. I remember I'd always watch for him on Sun W, Microsoft, Intel. These were his stocks. And all I had to do was look and see where he was. If he was on the bid buying, I went long. If he was on the offer selling, I went short. It was easy. I followed the big guy on the stock that he was responsible to make a market on. All right, but guess what? The big guy got smart. How am I going to get my orders done if everybody is following me and cutting me off, right? So he started hiding them in these ECN books so he could be anonymous. It gives them, anonymity. So you don't know who's doing the trade. So on the level 2, you see ARCA, EDGX, BATS, INET. Those are all ECN books. Yep, that's it. And if you go into the book deeper, you can see where the big guys are loaded to buy and sell. And I teach you how to do this, in the Java Pit Trading Room and, of course, in my boot camp. But let me show you. Here's the ARCA book to the right there and a level 2 on CL. Now you can see CL, see that? This is pre-market, 8 o'clock in the morning. Just excuse me 1 second. Matthew, can you make it a little cooler in here? Thank you. You can see that he's loaded to buy. The biggest share, you have to add 2 zeros, pre-market. I see on CCL, there's a guy loaded to buy at 16. That's why I put that in the whisper, right? And so that's why I was bearish below that. Okay, that's my book. Now, guess what? I like to combine the dark pool. That's another secret. So ECN books and the dark pool are secrets number 3. Just so happens we had this huge $500,000 trade on July 1st, okay, at $16.38. So I was bearish below 16.38, and then that day I was bearish below 16. Does everybody get this? Are you starting to understand this? It's a major level. We had a Camarilla there. I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm looking at a lot of things when I get these levels, and that's why I want you to respect them and use them correctly. Okay, good. Logical, right? I don't trade by my gut. Okay, I trade by levels in the dark pool, and it's the most important thing. Okay, great. So let's move on to NEO. That was a whisper from July 7th. I know I was supposed to do this webinar last week, so I wanted to give you something really current, but we got a little postponed. So these are from 2 weeks ago. So on NEO, you'll see a buyer there, right there, 772. Okay, that's 72,000 pre-market, 7 a.m. He is showing his hand, okay, at 7 a.m. It's all time stamped here, that he wants to buy at 11. That's why, and I put it in the whisper, I was bearish below 1050. I wanted to give it a little bit of room, and I was bullish above 1120. But, guess what happened? They took it down and that block trade. So I saw it on the ECN book pre-market, right? That's the dark pool. Then I saw the big block go off later. How cool is that? So executed, and look, it bounced. It splashed a little bit, and he still had more to buy. He didn't get filled entirely. He had more to buy, all right? And look at this. It went to 11 that day and shot up like a rocket. This is why you want to be able to see where they're loaded to buy and sell pre-market, okay? This is so important to have the pre-market day. Now, you don't have to wake up. You don't have to do any of this, okay? I will do it for you. If you want to do it, that's fantastic. My traders in my room help me with the whisper every morning. They give me stocks. They'll tell me if they see anything. It's great. I really appreciate the help. But I will do the work for you. I just want you to know how I'm getting these levels so that you can have confidence to trade them. Okay, so I get 3 very popular questions. What's the difference, right, between unusual, big, large, big, massive in your posts? What is a splash and how can I trade it? And when should I put a strangle trade on? Okay, so let's start with the first one. What is the difference between unusual, big, and large in all these posts? Okay, so what does unusual mean? So unusual means that we rarely print on this particular stock. Like the one I posted this morning though, IXC that Donda called out. Thank you, Donda. Yeah, 9 million this morning. It was actually yesterday, but I called it to your attention today. Top holdings are ExxonMobil and CVX, and we're going to have a massive move, and it's sneaky because they're doing it in this ETF. They don't think anybody's watching. So that would be massive and unusual, by the way. Okay, we rarely see it. You want to pay attention. Something unusual is going on. Big, we've seen prints like this before. It's still worthy of taking notice, but I don't post every big print unless it's something I really like to trade or that's great to trade. I like the chart setup. Big, yes. We don't normally see prints this big. We do see prints, but never really this big. Definitely pay attention to this notification. Massive, you guys know massive, right? Massive is you must pay attention to this print. Very big move is coming for this stock. And of course we have the holy moly. Those are the ones I put the strangles on, by the way. Yeah, massive and holy moly. Now, here's the deal. They're not going to move a stock until they're done entering. So I have traders that say to me, Stephanie, how come this hasn't moved? Well, they're not done entering. We'll keep seeing like PBR, okay? We've been seeing prints on PBR for weeks and weeks. Why? They're not done entering. They will move it when they're done, the big guys. We can't move it, they can. All right, once they're done entering, it will go up or it will go down. If they're selling, it'll go down. If they're buying, it'll go up. All right, but if we keep seeing it, what that tells me to do is if you're trading options, I will move my option expiration further down the line and give it more time. All right, because they're not done. I want to be in this trade and that's okay. I don't mind moving it. I don't want to miss this trade. Okay, so real-time dark pool prints. So when I post notifications for you throughout the day, don't trade them that day. Okay, do not trade them. I'll tell you what you should trade, the whispers. All right, trade the whisper of the day. I mapped that whole thing out for you. The push notifications is me letting you know dark pool activity is coming into a specific stock. You could be in that stock, so you want to take note of those levels I give you to watch. Say you're long Microsoft and a big print comes in, right? Like, oh, big dark pool activity. All right, let me watch these levels to gauge if I should get out of my long position or stay in it because new activity has come in. When we get a big print, okay, when we get a real-time print, it splashes. And it usually splashes in the opposite direction of the true intended move. So if they're buying, they'll splash it down a little bit and then move it up. If they're selling, they'll splash it up and move it down. Ever notice that before every big correction we make higher highs? That's the splash. They have to get everybody on the other side of the trade so they can get in on the right side of the trade. So this stems from back in the olden days when we had specialists. Remember these guys? These humans that used to be on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, right? These guys, they controlled everything and they were so sneaky and so manipulative and they made millions of dollars. If you guys know any specialists, they raked it in, okay? Why? Well, here's an example. Specialist, he had a lot of phones to his ear, okay? He would get a phone call from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs would be like, hey, Joe, I want to buy, I want to buy 1 million shares of GLD at whatever, what price is GLD at right now? Who can give me the price of GLD? Let's see who does it first. 177. Okay. Hey, Joe, I want to buy. We have quite a few. So, David, I think you're on. David said 174. I think you're on delayed. Yeah, delayed data there. All right. So, Joe, I want to buy GLD at 178. Okay, not a penny more. Can you do it? I want to buy 1 million shares, right? No problem. Hangs up the phone and he kind of whispers in like somebody's ear, okay? Or sends a signal. They did hand signals back in the day to their guys. And pretending that Goldman was selling and not wanting to buy, okay? So the specialist, right, would make it look like Goldman was selling and the stock would start dropping, right? And people sell, Goldman selling. I just got a whisper, Goldman selling, right? Down to 176. And guess who's buying it all the way down? The specialist. He had to make a market. Yeah, so he had to take the other side of everybody's trades. And he was always making money, okay? There's no way this guy was going to lose if he was good at his job. So he would buy it all the way down to 176, right? Then he'd call Goldman and he goes, all right, I got you your price at 178. Actually, he'd say, you know what, Johnny? I got a better price. I got 177.75. And Goldman would say, oh, I'm going to give you a bonus because you got it done, below 178. Meanwhile, this guy was buying it at 176. All right. And he's selling it to Goldman, who's buying it at 177.75. So he made $1.75 on 1 million shares, this specialist. Yep. So they splashed it, right? So they told these guys, Goldman selling. They were like, sell. They splashed it down. And lo and behold, yep. Let me show you. This is from my Dark Pool Insights. This is a video newsletter that I do every weekend. I know some of you have it. I have a special gift for you at the end of today. But let me just show you what I do in it. FCX, we had dark pool activity on June 17th. We had this 500,000 print at $10.79. There's the dark pool. There's the splash down. And then when it went up, above the print is when I entered. So if I put a notification, FCX large, 500,000 share print, 1079, bullish above 11, bearish below 1050, don't enter that day because you're going to get splashed. All right. Wait a couple days and enter. This is exactly what I did on June 23rd. Okay, so the print was on June 17th. This is my trade from the Java Pit trading room. I post this in the alert tab. I bought the FCX 12 calls for 24 cents. I thought I was giving this enough time, but apparently I didn't. It took a while to move. Sometimes it takes a while. They were doing a couple more prints in there, but it started to move up. There was my entry, and you see how it's still kind of double splashed? It went down a little bit. It retested the prints. That's a popular pattern. And then it started to move up. And I realized that I was going to run out of time on these options. So I rolled into 1250 calls, more time. July 17th, 20 cents I paid for them. And then I got out of my 12 calls. I lost 3 cents on the roll. That's okay. And then you can see it started to move up. But we got more prints on July 2nd. Another 500,000, another 500,000, 1168, 1152. We started to move up. And, this is my notification that I sent to you guys on the app as well. And look at that move it had. Yeah. So moving my options was the best idea to do. When something is not moving fast enough, I'll move my options to a much better price to give it more time. So I got out of half of those 1250 calls. I made 50% ROI, and I like to scale out of my trades. I scaled out of another quarter. I made 75% ROI, and then I rolled into the 1350 calls. I like to roll. I sell one option higher, and I buy them cheaper. I paid 8 cents on this roll, and then I got out of my last 1250 calls at 41 cents. I paid 20. So I sold them at 41, and I bought cheaper options for 8 cents. And I do this all day long in the trading room. We roll them. We do a lot of trades a day. Then I rolled into 1350 calls. I got out of half of those calls, 14 cents. And then I got out of another quarter, 100%. And then I rolled into the 14 calls. I got out of my last quarter, 18 cents. This helps me to avoid exit-itis. I do this until the last trade does not work out. So half of this trade worked out. The other half I actually lost money on. Each roll I do less contracts. So if you start out with 100 contracts, the next roll is 50 contracts. The next roll is 25 contracts. This way, you're risking less and less, but you're staying in the trade to avoid exititis. I've been doing this with silver, and it's been phenomenal. It keeps you emotionally stable. So in the insights, I gave you levels to watch. The T-spot, which is the trend change. That's the spot on the chart where the trend changes. I talk about this in my book. I was bullish above 1320 and bearish below 1250. Now, I wasn't the only one that took this trade, actually. Beam me up, Scotty. Rock this. Jeff in my room. These are all my traders in my room that followed along. Some actually got into trades before me, some after me. We all trade together. But you can see these are all their call outs in the room with this FCX trade. Yeah, you can see they did really, really well, especially Scotty. I don't know if you're here today, Scotty. He really did well on this. Up, there's more and more and more. All right, following the dark pool is the secret. We don't buy these out of the money options if there's not unusual activity happening. All right, I've never taken a trade without dark pool prints. That's my number one indicator. So did you guys catch this move on silver? How many of you, come on, caught this move on silver? If you have my dark pool app and you did not catch this move, what are you doing? Good, all of you did, Susie. I mean, okay, if you have my app, I sent out a blog. I'll show you that in a minute. In my trading room, I didn't want anybody to miss this, but here, look at the app. Look at all the notifications I sent on silver. All right, in the whisper on July 10th. Okay, so today is July, what, 23rd? Yeah, today's July 23rd. So July 10th, I put silver in my whisper. I don't put silver in the whisper all the time, only when a big move is going to happen because it moves like molasses, right? It's really slow. So if you see it, there's something going on. But again, we've been trading this a while. This was and I put swing. When I put swing, this has substance. It might not move fast, but I love this. If I'm going to hold something overnight, I absolutely love it. There's more risk. If you missed it on the 10th, I put it on the 20th. There's the whisper swing trade. Notice the price is going higher. Here's silver. Okay, again and again. And it hit 2150 was the last target for that swing trade, by the way. And we just hit that right now, by the way. Here, I'll show you the chart. All right, so moving forward, if we go above 2150, that's my level to use right now. But here's the daily chart, and we finally just hit that. Now, if you don't have the app and you have the insights, last weekend, I showed you this. I showed you the T-spot being broken on the weekly chart, which is really, really strong, much stronger than the daily chart. And I showed you these monster prints because I've never seen 3 massive prints in one day. This was on Friday. All right. Explosion is going to happen. Whenever we break above that spot, it's going to be explosive. So this is my whisper trade. I only went up to 1887, but again, on the app, I went higher. Now, if you don't have the insights, you don't have the app, you haven't paid me one single dollar, I still wanted you to know about this trade this week. So I blogged about it and I sent it. As long as you follow me on StockTwits and Twitter, I wanted you to know. Okay, hi ho silver. I shared the massive prints, sneaky prints. Okay, see this one? PSLV. We never see that. These are the unusual prints. This was on April 21st. They were doing sneaky activity. Yep, and we've gone up since then. And then they got aggressive. I showed you that. And look at the high volume compared to the low volume. Massive. Things just don't move without volume. Then I showed you the short interest moving in here. All right. The red bars are traders that have been shorting it and getting squeezed. Yeah, when traders go short against a trend and the trend goes against them, they have to buy back that stock or they get margin calls, and that will squeeze it up. Buying to cover their short position squeezes it up even more. And then I showed you the seasonality. Seasonality is amazing. EquityClock.com, great website. Over the past 13 years, silver usually rallies starting in July. Look at that, all the way up to September. Then I showed you the silver futures. Okay, silver futures, this was the T-spot, was broken and a target going all the way up to 26. And people thought I was crazy. We're halfway there. All right, so did my traders in the job if I take this trade? Yes. You guys ready? I'm going to show you most of their trades. I couldn't even get all of them, but check it out on July 10th. Patty B. Is Patty here? She was the first to pull the trigger. All right, Bad Boy, silver juicing. Sean buying silver leaps. All right, Miss Sniper, Lil buying those calls. Scotty, Paladin, Vince, John, two Johns, John B, John R. We rolled. So I teach my traders how to buy, scale, take profits, and roll. So you'll see them doing it throughout here. Here's some more on July 13th. All right, we started adding to our silver positions. And then on Friday, we got those big, holy moly, another silver. They're not done. Biggest prints ever. See how I wrote that? Biggest prints ever on silver. And I added to my calls. I'll show you my posts in a minute. I keep my posts separate in an alert tab so it makes a cha-ching sound so that if you're working or you're not really watching the chat, if you hear that cha-ching sound, you know I've put on a trade, or Paul or Jay have put on a trade, or there's a new dark pool notification. Kind of wakes you up. But look, all my traders were rolling. It's July 17th. And silver moved up all the way. And July 20th, we started to take profits, rolling. Again, crazy ROI happened 2 days ago. Okay, 700% ROI. Look at that, NOAS. I love options. So the key with options is this. When we have dark pool activity on the stocks, okay, the stocks know a big move is going to happen, but the options don't. So we can catch them off guard. We buy out of the money options. It's my secret. I buy low delta like nobody does this in the industry. Although I have a feeling people are going to start to copy and imitate me now. But I'm sure you sat in various option meetings and people go, oh, buy 70 delta. Like, are you crazy? Why would I do that? I don't want to risk that much, right? I want to risk peanuts. We literally buy these things for pennies. Okay, look at Scotty. He bought them for 19 cents. He followed me into this trade and got out at 81 cents. Okay, that's ridiculous. How do we do it? We saw the dark pool coming in. We bought out of the money. They were cheap. They weren't expecting a big move. And that delta is now up high. Buy low delta, sell high when it gets to high delta. All right, that is the key. All right, and Scotty rocked it. I was actually following him into some trades. Yep, 22 calls. I was in those too. Look, it's great to run a room because I remember when I was a new trader, I was young and I'm following Scotty, I'm following Frank, I'm following Mike, I'm following all these traders in my room. I knew what they were doing, but in order for me to have confidence, I wanted to know they were jumping in. Once I saw them jumping in, I was like, okay, yeah, I was right. This is the right trade. But then all of a sudden one day it kicks in and you're not waiting for somebody to jump in first. You're jumping in first. And that's when I know that I've done my job. When my traders jump in before me, it's like, it's the best feeling in the entire world for me. I don't mind them following me when they're new. You should follow. You got to learn the rhythm and follow. But there comes a point, where they take off on their own. And that is like, it's priceless for me. It really is. And then I'm following them. I don't even have to work anymore. I literally have, over 400 people in my room that we're all working together and calling out amazing stuff. So I really don't have to work as hard. And that's great. I appreciate it. But wait, we're not done. All right. More trades. Look at this. it was the most insane. This is the trade of the year, silver. And we waited so long. Claudio, he's a new trader. He hasn't even taken my boot camp yet. 300% ROI. Look at this. Moleman, 761% ROI. Wait, there's more. This is all 2 days ago, July 21st. We have insane ROI. Rolling. Wait, there's more. I mean, I was doing this last night for you guys to put it. I just want to show you something recent. More. These are all the traders in my room. Oh, wait, this is the best, Paul. He's one of our moderators, instructors. He's also the alien. He goes, I repeat, not obsessed with SLV. We were obsessed. We are. We can't help it. So the moderators post in the alert tab. So here's all, some of my trades. I couldn't post all of them, but just to show you how we trade, me, Paul, and Jay, all post our trades. And everything on silver is here. And you can easily search in it. You put SLV and everything we posted. So yesterday, you guys, was the big day. You thought those were good? Look at this. Crazy. All right. Crazy ROI yesterday from my traders, still getting out of their positions. There's more. 361% ROI. Let's see what else we got here. 87. We don't post how much money we make, by the way. We don't do that. I don't care. Okay, I don't care if you have $1 million account or you have an account that has $1,000. I don't care if you're doing one contract or 100. ROI is ROI. And if you can make money on 2 to 4 contracts, guess what? One day you're going to make money on 50 and you're going to do really well. But we don't judge each other by our account size in my room, so we don't talk about money. It's about ROI. Okay, that's really the key is how you did on that particular trade. But look at this from Olivia. I'm going to stop. There are more trades, but it's enough. Look at that. 900% ROI. She was in my last boot camp, Olivia. So congratulations if you're here, Olivia. Yeah, you rocked it. 21 calls. She paid 12 cents for them. Okay, 12. Yep. 12. So if you sell, yeah, it's easy to have an ROI calculator. Yep, 12 cents to $1.20. Insane. So what are we going to do? We're going to follow the money, right? We're going to follow the money. That's it. We're going to follow the unusual dark pool activity because this is the only way that you're going to be successful in the market, by following how these big guys move their money around. They're controlling this market. They are literally, when they buy, it goes up. When they sell, it goes down. We see the prints first, and then a news story comes out. But the prints always come first. I've spotted crazy stuff, you guys. In my book, chapter, it's the last chapter, I believe. My last chapter of my book, okay? Insider trading and secret signal trades. Okay, insider trading. I have seen them put on trades before, like major stuff. I show you the Wells Fargo example in here. I show you trades before a massive terrorist attack. They didn't want me to put that in the book. My publishers told me that I really shouldn't put that in the book. And I couldn't really understand why they didn't want me to put that in the book, but I do now. Again, I fought them on it. I told them, if you don't put in the book, I don't want the book going out. CNBC would not nationalize my book because of it. Okay, no, it wasn't nationally. It was on in different places, but they wouldn't put it on national exposure because of the content inside the book. So they have, people like Schwab and Fidelity that are their sponsors that are paying them a lot of money. And the stuff I say in here, they didn't particularly care for. They don't want people to know the market's rigged and manipulated. I don't care. I don't work for them. I work for myself. And I want you guys to know, because I'm just like you. I'm a retail trader, and I'm sick of seeing retail traders, be a sucker on the other side of the trade. And so that's why I stepped up to write the book. That's why I run a live trading room. That's why I teach people live how to do this. Because I'm sick of seeing people go, I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't see that correction coming. I didn't know. We do know. We can see this. Now, years ago, you had to be at a prop firm. You know, and again, I was at the largest prop firm in New York City, Schoenfeld Securities. That's why I had access, right, to the dark pool, and I learned about it. You know, people don't even know about it, but you have to know how to read it. And we do have other stuff that I really can't talk about here on this free webinar, but if you come into the Java Pit Trading Room, I will show you it. Again, just hope you understand there are things that I can't share because they'll change it. And we make a lot of money off of that information. So I just want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that I was able to make light of how to use the dark pool app so you understand what all these notifications are. I like to do one of these every couple months, so feel free to join me on the next one. I do put in new slides, show you different examples each time. If you want to learn about my other services, if you don't have the app, okay, if you don't have the app, it's really easy. Download it. It's $19.99 a month. Okay, I really kept it affordable so that everybody could have this and at least get the notifications. I also run a newbie room, you guys, called the Training Pit. Yeah, if you're a new trader, you want to learn how to set up your software like mine. If you want to see my screen all day long, come into the Training Pit. It's fantastic. We developed this room because we had a bridge. My Java Pit Trading Room is very advanced. And people were coming in and going, I don't understand anything. I don't have my software. How do you do this? What's this? What's that? So a year ago, we launched the Training Pit, and I found 3 spectacular instructors. I love them. They're my family. I handpicked them. They're sensational. They teach you all this stuff along with myself. I teach on Wednesdays. Yep, every Wednesday I teach you something new. It's all new, live. I teach you about the dark pool, how to trade it. But Paul, we call him the alien. He really is an alien. If you see him in person, you will agree. He has powers. He does. He really does. He's sensational. He teaches so many amazing things in the Training Pit, trend lines, options, moving averages, ECN books. He just teaches you so many awesome stuff, and he's great with meditation. Jane, she's beautiful and she's brilliant, you guys. We call her Jungle Jane. We call her Amazon Jane. There's nothing this woman can't do. I'm going to tell you something right now. She's like a master of a million things, but she knows the trading system. She's great with TradingView platform. She'll teach you psychology stuff, how to journal, mindset. She did mindset today. You're just going to love her. So she teaches twice a week. We do all of our presentations at 11 o'clock Eastern because we all trade. So we trade in the morning, then we do our presentations live. And if you can't attend it live, we record it. So you can always go ahead in the room and download it. And then we have Jay the Trader. So he's Jay and he's John. He has 2 names, so you can call him whatever you want. Jay the Trader. Yeah, Jay the Trader, he just retired. He was a air traffic controller at American Airlines. They said, I'm sorry, sir, but you got to go now. You've spent too many years here. You really can only do it for a certain amount of years, be an air traffic controller. And I'm so happy that he is a part of my team now. He will teach you. Okay, well, first of all, he'll entertain you. He's the funniest guy on the planet. He will entertain you, and then he'll teach you how to set up your Thinkorswim software, your Schwab software. He'll teach you how to set up trading, TradeStation. Jane will also teach you interactive brokers as well. We pretty much have covered all the good one. And Paul will teach you DOS Trader Pro, which is what I use. I'll teach you that. So it's a great team if you want to start out somewhere and learn this. And by the way, you see my screen all day long. You get the whispers before everybody else. You can ask questions throughout the day. The only thing you're not going to get in the Training Pit are our trades. We only call out our trades in the Java Pit Trading Room, okay? So The training pit is only $99.97 a month. You only have to be there a couple months, and then it's a great way to decide, do I want to do this or do without making a big investment? So people come in and they either want to do it and get to the next level and join me in the Java Pit trading room, or they don't. The dark pool insights, I shared with you a little piece today of what it is with the FCX trade to kind of show you. I teach, it's a 20-minute video. It's like a video newsletter. I give you all these swing trade setups. Silver was in there this week. A lot of great stuff. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm actually going to give you, when you get the recording today, I'm going to give you the dark pool insights that I put out last weekend so that you can see if you like to do it. It's only $37 a month. It's really my homework. So what I do is I scour all of the dark pool prints from the whole week. I look through them all because I miss a lot of them during the day. I don't want to miss the trades though, but I'll miss a couple here and there. I'll scour through them. I'll pick the best ones and then I'll map out swing trades for you to take. And then I'll also share trades I've taken. I'll teach you about candlesticks, Wyckoff. I'll teach you about patterns. Each week I teach you something different and I give you a whole bunch of new swing trades to take. I always cover the SPY, the Russell, and the Qs. I put all the dark pool activity in there and it's about a 20-minute newsletter. And then I give you 2 slides at the end with all the trades. You don't have to sit there and write all the trades down. So you'll see. I'm going to give you last week so you can check it out. And if you want to join it, you just go to thedarkpools.com, click under services, click dark pool insights right there, and you can get it. Now, the last, or almost the last actually, is the Java Pit. Yeah, so if you want to trade live with me, yeah, I would love to do it. I'd love to interview you. I like to talk to everybody, make sure it's the right room for you. If you're right for us, we're right for you. Make sure we're compatible. If you want more information on that, you can give me an email to Stephanie with an F, okay, at the Dark Pools. Make sure it's pluralized. All right, darkpools.com. And I can give you more information on how to join. It's a closed room. Again, it's private. We share a lot of private information in there. And so traders need to be trained by me personally, nobody else. They need to be trained personally first before coming in, and I can give you that information if you'd like to join me. Now, over the years, okay, so people have come to me and they said, Steph, I want to trade with you. And so, of course, that's why I launched the Java Pit Trading Room. And then, of course, people are new and I don't understand anything, so we launched the Training Pit. And then I had people that said to me, Steph, I can't be in your room all day. You've taught me how to trade. It'd be so great if you could just send me a text when something is happening. And that's why I developed the Dark Pool app. Okay. Then people said, well, I don't really want to day trade. Don't you have something for swing trading? And so I developed the Dark Pool Insights. All right. Now I have people that said to me, Steph, I can't be in your room. I want to play golf. I don't even want to learn. I really don't want to learn how to trade. If that's okay with you, I get it. Can you just give me trades to take? Yeah, just spoon feed me some trades. So we developed this new service. We just launched it. Some of you may already have it. We launched it last week. It's fantastic. I literally spoon feed you trades. I give you a couple a week. I did a lot. I did about 6 or 7 right off the bat. But it's going to be usually there's the link, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be usually about three a week, maybe. When I see something spectacular, yep, and I'll literally give you the trade to take. Buy, blah, blah, blah. These calls, this price, do not pay more than this. Exit here. And then when the time is happening, I'll send out an alert to exit after the first half. You always take 100% profit on the first half. After that, I'll send you alerts when to take another quarter. So this way you can do whatever you want, and your phone will buzz when there's a new alert, and then you can trade it that way. I respect everybody. I get it. If you want to learn how to do this, that's fantastic. Be in my room, that's great. But if you can't, I totally respect that too. So again, I have different services and everybody asks me emails, what's the difference between this? And what does this cover? And what does that cover? So I'm happy I'm able to do this today to explain to you guys everything that I have. And if there's any questions, I would be happy to answer a couple right now, and then I got to get back to trading. So Susie Q, is dark pool trader intraday or it's swing trading, Susie. It's longer term. Yeah, if you want short term, come into my room. We're like going like this all the time. Okay. Yeah, boot camp. Traders have to take my boot camp, which is a 70-hour all live trading class to come into the Java pit. No exceptions. I have to teach you everything or you're not going to understand anything. And the last day I teach you how the market is rigged and manipulated, and I show you proof of it. Crazy stuff, mind-blowing stuff that you'd be like, nobody's showing you this stuff. And then I teach you how we can trade it. Yeah. So the link I just gave you, yeah, it should work. It worked for Matthew. I'll put it in the alert tab as well. You can send me an email if you're having trouble. Stephanie at thedarkpools.com. Okay, if you have any trouble. So bootcamp is online. We have traders. My next one, I didn't tell you. My next one is August 3rd. It's coming up. I only teach it 4 times a year. It's exhausting. It's a lot. And it's 70 hours of all live trading. We get in and out of so many different trades, and I'm teaching you everything live. Yeah, it's not a class you take on the weekend that shows you, what stocks, what trades worked 3 years ago. This is live, okay? The only way I can teach anybody how to trade is to show you live, period. You can read a book. A book is great. My book is good, but there's nothing if you really want to learn this. If you learn anything in life, right? Think about anything that you've ever done in your life. Build a house, be an engineer, be a doctor, be a nurse, be a teacher. You watch somebody else do it live successfully. And then you said, oh, okay, that's how you do it. You watched over and over and over again. That's what trading is. But I don't know why millions of people come into this industry and want to do this as a career without watching somebody do it. I'll teach myself. I would not have been able to do it. I'll be honest with you. If I didn't have these guys that literally taught me while they were trading, talking out loud, I would not have learned how to do it. So again, I can give you the link for the bootcamp. If you can't be in my trading room, let me just give you the link for it. Yeah, if you can't be in my trading room and you literally just want to take my 70-hour bootcamp, that's fantastic. You can sign up. We have about 1 week left for registrations because it is coming up, and we give you out a whole booklet, pamphlet, whole thing, and I want you to get prepared for it. So you can go to, if you're watching the recording, you could just go to the darkpools.com website and just click on store, and it's in the store, live classes. Okay. All right, great. So let's see, did I miss any questions? Yeah, there's the link for you on the boot camp. And again, it's all recorded, the boot camp, by the way. So it's online. It's a live class, but we record it every day. We give you the recordings every evening so that you can rewatch it eventually. You can watch it that night. You can watch it whenever you want because it's a lot of stuff. I'm throwing stuff at you all day long because I don't know what the market's going to do. And I'm like, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Okay, we're going to take this trade. We're going to get out. This is why, it's all day. And so you might miss something that's really good. Go back and rewatch it. And I'll even say, hey, 10:30, I wanted to go back and rewatch that spot. There was refreshing on the offer, and I want you to see what that looks like. Really, really key to go back. Because again, I'm teaching you everything that I've learned in 26 years in 70 hours. So we've traded through corrections, we've traded through rallies, we've traded through FOMC, we've traded through earnings, we've traded through everything. Whatever it is, I'm going to teach you how to trade it. As long as the market moves, we could do really well. If it doesn't move, obviously, it's hard to make money when the market doesn't move. Yeah. So we start at 6 o'clock in the morning for boot camp. I know, 6 o'clock Eastern. Now, I live in Las Vegas. That is 3 a.m. and I don't want anybody to, say anything because I am up at 2 a.m. preparing before class starts. You don't have to get up that early. Again, it's recorded. But I want to show you my process live. I'm literally coming to my desk. I'm I'm putting up the SPY and I'm mapping it out, and I'm on the microphone the entire time teaching you why I picked this level, why I picked that level, and going through every single whisper. And then when the bell rings, we trade the whispers. So you're really going through it. Now, you don't have to get up that early in the future, but if you want to learn, it's there for you. So that's why it's from 6 to 11 Eastern and then 2 to 4. We have a break in the middle of the day. And again, it's recorded. So I'm a machine. That's right, Jason. I really need a vacation. You know, I try to take a couple of vacations a year. And I work 7 days a week and I work 12 hours a day, sometimes 18 hours. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's okay. I love what I do. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I get excited when I come in to work. And I wake up at 3 o'clock on Saturdays to do the insights for you because I want them to go out as soon as possible so you can prepare for the rest of the week. But I need a vacation. I don't know about you guys, but I had 4 vacations cancel on me. I had a cruise to Hawaii in June. That was my 50th birthday present to myself, and that got canceled. I had a trip to Spain that was supposed to be in September. That got canceled. I had a trip to New Orleans for the Jazz Festival back in, I think, what was it, April? Got canceled. I was going to meet a lot of my traders there. That got canceled. So we had this whole COVID epidemic thing and everybody's not working, but who's working overtime? Me. Everybody's coming because, and it's great. Look, it was huge because here imagine you have hundreds of people that are out of work and they're like, Stephanie, I have to learn how to trade. You have to make this work. I have to, I need to do something to make money. So I'm so happy to help and be able to help people in this situation, but it was overload. It was like all of a sudden I got so much busier, like 4 times busy, and everybody else. I'm not saying anything bad, but there's a lot of people collecting unemployment, not working, and they're watching movies. I have friends that are literally watching Netflix all day. They're like, well, I can't do anything, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm working like 20 hours a day and people are emailing me and, insane. I'm blessed and honored that I can help people, but I'm not going to lie and say that I'm exhausted. Like I need a vacation. So I will be taking a vacation. I'm just letting you guys know, hopefully in December, January, Christmas time, just a couple weeks. And then I'll probably take another one in a couple months after that. But yeah, it's crazy. You can't burn out. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Donda. Yeah. You deserve a vacation too. No, look, I work on vacations. I was in New Zealand. Okay. So, and I'm so happy I took this one vacation. I felt guilty about it. December, January. My bucket list, New Zealand and Australia. And I was away for a month. Paul ran the trading room with Ricky. We had 2 people running the trading room. I was running the app mobile. And, but I'm going to tell you, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm on a cruise ship and I'm logging into the Java pit in the middle of the Pacific Ocean trading gold. Okay. I don't just go on vacation and forget my computer. I do, what I need to do on the side, making sure that you guys are good. I don't just leave. Yeah. I mean, I have great people there, but I'm just not running the room. I know. So they were amazing, but you know how happy I am that I did take that vacation after this thing happened, because I was like, you know what? Thank goodness I took it. Because who knows when we'll ever take another vacation again. Yeah. So we do not have PDF format on the book. Yeah, not yet. Maybe I think they might be working on it. But yeah, I love Australia. I was in Sydney and then we went out back. Yeah, we went to Alice Springs. We saw Uluru. I love Australia. I fell in love. I climbed the bridge. Yep, I climbed the bridge. It was just spectacular. What a beautiful, beautiful country. So, all right, I think I'm done. If you guys have any questions, the dark pool trader is $22.49 right now. The price is going to go up. That's for the year. But every week they're raising it. So if you want to get in now, that's the price. You can go on that link and see it. But again, don't say, oh, you said it was this price. It's going to go up. If you buy it today, it's $22.50. however, next week, again, it's going to change. So thank you guys again for coming out today. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and email us. We were really good at getting back with the emails. Matthew, my system is amazing. He makes sure everything gets answered. And for those of you that are going to join me in the training pit, you know what? I can give you the link so you don't have to go anywhere. If you want to join that now, you can absolutely join that now. Here, let me give you the link. Yeah, really great place to start. We'll get you in for, let's see, what's today's Thursday. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow will be Paul. Paul will be presenting tomorrow. All right. So thank you guys and have a wonderful week. Take care, everybody.